Member for Monero and Deputy Premier.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Look, I rise this afternoon, firstly, to talk about that on Monday, April the 26th, I was joined by, of course, the Minister, the Honourable David Elliott, the Minister for Police and Emergency Services, the Minister for Mental Health and Regional Youth and Women, Police Commissioner Mick Fuller and members of the Monero Police District, where we had the opportunity to open the brand new Queanbeyan Police Station, a $31 million state-of-the-art, absolute beautiful building, housing, of course, the men and women in blue that serve our communities. But in that crowd was one important face, and I saw, of course, the face of former Police Sergeant Paul Batista. I said it on the day, and I'll say it again today. If it wasn't for Paul and his determination, we wouldn't have been there that day to open up this fantastic police station, and it is credit to Paul and his persistence that what was once a dream became a reality. Sergeant Paul Batista joined the New South Wales Police Force in 1987 and was attested at the as a probation constable in 1988. He was initially stationed at Maroubra and he was confirmed as a constable in 1989. Paul also worked at Randwick and Tumut before transferring to Queanbeyan in 1995. At Queanbeyan, Paul performed a number of duties, including general duties, shift supervisor, education and development officer, and at times duty officer. He was a highly regarded weapons instructor who developed a number of initiatives that were adopted across both New South Wales and the ACT, and Paul served with distinction as the Queanbeyan-Palerang Local Emergency Management Officer, LEOCON, and guided the local community through countless emergencies, including the Canberra bushfires of 2003. Paul was fully committed to passing on his knowledge and experience to others, and during his time with the New South Wales Police Force, he would have trained hundreds of probationary constables in their formative years with the police. Paul's very strong passion and commitment saw him awarded the Australian Police Medal in 2012 Australian Honours List. And Paul has also been nominated numerous times for the New South Wales Rotary Police Officer of the Year Award in recognition of his commitment to his community and the New South Wales Police Force. Unsurprisingly, Paul has received countless letters of appreciation from members of the public thanking him for going above and beyond what is expected of the New South Wales Police Force. I'm sure there are many more people who have not written letters who will always remember their interaction with Sergeant Batista. I'm told by his colleagues that Paul has a knowledge of policing history which is second to none, and he is often called upon for advice on policing history from the distant past to, of course, today. Paul retired from the New South Wales Police Force in March 2021, so only last month, and I'm extremely proud of what we've been able to achieve together. Paul was instrumental in securing the new police station at Queanbeyan, which is now regarded as the biggest and most modern police station possibly in the state. And we all know how important it is that our men and women in blue have the resources they need to protect our communities now and into the future. The new Queanbeyan Police Station boasts a modern, open-plan design with cutting-edge technologies, fixtures and extra space needed to support the growing number of police allocated to the region. But most importantly, it gives a sense of worth. Turning up to work in a modern, new facility with resources, abundant resources, to allow for our police force in the Monero district to continue to serve a community that is growing. We are the largest local government inland community, growing at a rate unseen previously, with a lot of Canberrans crossing the border due to the first homeowners grant in New South Wales being better, and developments like the Googong area where we envisage 20,000 people over the next 2 decades. So it is fitting that, of course, the investment of $31 million by the New South Wales government to build a new station, not just for today but for the future. But I personally want to say thank you to Paul Batista. Paul, over the period of time that I've been a local member, engaged with me, met with me, in a very respectful way, but his passion for the police history and heritage, he could tell you stories dating back to some of the first interactions with police in our region, a region that spans over 150 plus years, but most importantly, Paul's passion to look after his colleagues. And now that he's retired, I hope he spends time with his family and his friends. More importantly, he continues to look after his community in his very, very special way. As I said on the day, Paul Batista, his ferocious advocacy, his unrelenting workload and effort delivered a $31 million police station, not just for today but for the future, but on behalf of the people of New South Wales, most importantly, on behalf of the people of Queanbeyan.
Thank the member for Monero. I call the member for Baulkham Hills.